So hi guys, today I'm doing my easy do it brows using the Younique brow palette. It's this palette. So if you want to see how I got this look, then keep watching. Okay, first things first, I am going to do my brows, and this is how I do my brows. Generally speaking, some days I do it a little bit more, dramatic, and some days it's more user friendly. So today I'm going to show you how to do your brows quick and easy. And to do that, I am using my Younique brow palette. I love this palette a lot. It's in the shade dark, and this is what it looks like. So we've got two brow powders, a highlighter, another highlighter, and that's some wax to keep your eyebrows in check. So I'm going to use that, and I'm using a double-ended eyebrow brush, and this one is from Morphe, has a spoolie on one end, and it's this nice slanted brush on the other end. Okay, so first things first is I want to brush my brows out first into the shape that it's in. I want to see what shape it's in. So I'm going to just brush them out so I can get a fair idea as to where I need to put my product. So next I'm going to go in with the double-ended side, and I'm going to tap in the lighter shade first, like so. And then what I usually do is I start from the bottom of my eyebrows, and I start drawing a line so that it reaches the point of my eyebrows. Like so. I will then go back in with that same shade and do the same to the top of the brows. So I start right at the top where my own brows lie, and I'm going to go across to meet that point. I'm going to continue with that same shade and continue to outline the outside of that brow. And that's how I get my perfect arch. Next I'm going to go in with the dark shade, and I'm going to start from the outer side, so at the bottom, and start filling in my brows with the darker shade. So you start to get the difference in the brows. Don't be afraid if you go outside of that line that you've drawn initially. Don't be afraid, because we can clean that up easily. So that's what the outer part of my brow is going to look like, and it's already looking great. Now whatever is left on my brush, I'm just going to go in and just start like doing some little feathering motion to fill in the rest of the brow. Now some people like their brow at the front to be more sparse. I like a nice straight block, which is why I'm doing my brow like this. Okay, so I've just filled it in with whatever product was left on my brush, and there you've got it. To deepen that line at the bottom to make it more defined, I'm just dipping my brush into the dark brow powder and just going over that line one more time. You don't have to do this because it looks fine just as is. Alright, and then when I'm done, I'm going to do cleanup. Okay, let's quickly switch over to the other eye. Going to do the same thing as before. Light brow powder. Oops. Okay, let's try and get this right. And because most of us have brows that don't look like the other, sometimes getting them to look as uniform as possible can be a little bit of a challenge. As you can see, with my brows, one is definitely sort of higher than the other, so I need to make sure that I've gotten it just right there. So I've gone in with my lighter brown and I'm just outlining the outside of my brow, and I usually start with the bottom bit of my brow before going to the top. And now I'm going to go in on the top. Meet the arch, that's where my arch is supposed to be, before going down. There. Always remember, guys, that your arch is about 2/3 on the outside of your brow. And if you're not quite sure where that is, you usually take your brush, or you take a ruler or anything that's long enough, and you put it at the tip of your nose and let it cut through your eyes. So it's cutting through your pupils, and wherever that brush lands, that's where your arch is supposed to be. Okay, so this is just the lighter brown that I've put in, and now I'm going to go back in with my dark brown and just fill it all in. There we go. And voila, we got some lovely looking brows. Okay, so next I'm going to go just make sure that they're both looking okay. I'm looking at them straight on. And I'm more or less happy with that. And then I will go in and clean it up with my concealer. Okay, so to clean up with my concealer, I'm using a flat brush. It's a little angled, and that's okay. And I'm using my Makeup Revolution concealer in the shade 10.5. We're going to go in and see if that shade is okay. If it's not, I'm going to have to use a lighter shade. So I've just put a little touch of it on my hand, and I'm dipping my brush into it. Ooh, let's see if I can do this. Dipping my brush into it on both sides of the brush, so that both sides of the brush is covered in product. Great, great, great. Now, as always, I start with the bottom of my eyelash. Sorry, my eyebrows. Ooh, I don't know where my head is today. And I'm just gonna go in at the bottom and start cleaning it up. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. And the rule is that you use a shade that is about 2 shades lighter than your foundation, just so that you get a really nice highlighted area when you're done. I love this Makeup Revolution concealer because it has a good consistency, but it also dries quickly. It gives you that really nice clean look. Alright, so from doing my concealer, I recognize that I need to fill in my brows a little on the side again. So I'm just going to go back in and fill that in right under there. That's better. Great. And we can do the same thing on the top of your eyebrows as well. It's not a must, but you can do it. You can put concealer at the top of them as well. I would not do this if I'm doing it every day. If I'm going out, for example, or I'm going to an event, something that is a little bit more than normal, then I would do all of this to my brows. But on a daily basis, no. I'll just slap on my brows and I don't even bother to conceal them. Okay. And then I'm just going to go back in and make sure that that line is nice and clean on the top. And now I'm just combing them out, and everything is just going to get all nice and blended. Oh, wrong brush. Lovely. And that's the brows done. And now I'm just going to blend out the concealer so that it doesn't look so harsh. And this then brings me into my eye makeup. Okay. And there you have it, guys. My perfectly done brows. They're all blended out and all ready to start my day. Okay, so hopefully this was helpful for you, and let me know in the comment section below if you want any further tips and stuff like this, and I shall meet your wishes.